Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Last time we basically finished everything off, including the Queen Victoria missions. I think, looking at the credits, I don't think they had cycled round. I had gone off and then come back. But this is the problem with not putting them in the appropriate point in the game, is because then it's I've seen others where they cycle through. I think Ubisoft have cycled through before, so maybe they were going to cycle through a little bit later. But we haven't done Jack the Ripper DLC, and I want to see if that I think all my other games you could come up with some weird kind of theory connecting them all in some storyline. But I don't think this is going to line up with Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. But let's see. Let's go and have a look at Jack the Ripper. Oh wow. Go back to the loading screen. A to start. Wait, what? Are we another Fry descendant then? I mean, we must be, because it's 20 years later. He doesn't look old enough to be an aged Jacob. No. He does look like Jacob, but I mean, of course it would, regardless of which. Yeah. Well, they weren't exactly identical twins, were they? Modern story? No.
For 20 years, after the assassins defeated the Templars in London, the city enjoyed a certain peace, until the Autumn of Terror. In 1888, London is plunged into shadow and fear by a series of gruesome and unsolvable murders. The brothels of Whitechapel seem warm and safe by comparison to its streets, where prostitutes are being mutilated and left on grotesque display for the world to ogle. Jacob Fry hunts the elusive killer to bring an end to the terror of Jack the Ripper.
Oh, we are Jacob then.
Get a move on, Mr. Finch. This is the story of a lifetime.
Mr. Weaversbrook, I know you have more of the Ripper's letters.
I told you to stay away from me.
Stop publishing his letters. You've turned an unknown miscreant into a legend, and that's exactly what he wants.
Jacob! Thank God I found you. It's the Ripper. He's done it again. Katie! Oh, he can't. No, he can't have. And Lizzie. Not both. Not in one night.
They're in two different places, the two in one night. I'm fairly sure.
Nellie, remember what I said. Now go.
How many more assassins must die before you see the truth?
Only one more, Jack.
Are we fighting an assassin?
You should have believed, Jacob.
Okay.
Now, I will hunt you down.
I know you're there, Jack. The Master of Terror's afraid to show himself, is he?
I am your shadow, Jacob.
Wait. I'm playing as Jack the Ripper. Okay, suddenly I feel incredibly uncomfortable with this. Yeah, I'm not liking this.
I will gut every last one of them if that's the quickest way to you.
Jack's terror over London is... I'm playing as Jack the Ripper. Okay, we'll see if something changes, but... not a fan. One of Jack's fear tools is the brutal takedown. Hold X in the same conditions as a classic assassination to start a brutal takedown. Following the instructions. And we've got quick time events.
Come on, you monster! Let's be done with this!
Run all you like, Jacob. I will catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of playing as Jack.
I need only follow your scent. The scent of a wounded animal. There is nowhere you can hide from me.
Enemies react to the Rippers in 3. Calm, anxious, or frightened. Fear actions make enemies anxious, then frightened. You can affect an enemy's state with fear tools, e.g. the death scream and spikes.
Stop! You want me, Jack? Come and kill me!
They're tutorializing the Ripper, so we're going to be playing the Ripper throughout, aren't we?
This is my creed. You cannot escape me.
Yeah. Feeling, yes, not overly fond of this.
Scurry back to your hole, little mouse. Going somewhere, Jake.
Jack, you're sick.
If only he'd kept all the good weapons and armor we had at the end of the main game.
Don't you see the irony, brother?
Jack.
Only you know who the Ripper is, but you can't tell a living soul because it would destroy you. No, 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 no!
Jack, we can fix you.
Fix me? I am the solution.
I don't like it. I'll play a bit. I want to try and give it decent credit. Try and get through as much as I can, but I was thinking, oh, Jack the Ripper. Oh, we're trying to stop Jack because well, because that's probably the sensible thing to do.
Miss Fry?
Inspector Aberline. Why exactly have you had me escorted here?
My men and I have been hunting the Ripper around the clock for months now, and we've nothing to show for it. There's nothing I can tell the public.
What's the Ripper to do with me? My brother has had me summoned here from India. Can't this wait?
As far as I know, you may be the last assassin in London.
What do you mean? Where's Jacob?
I wish I knew. Your brother is nowhere to be found, even as an elusive shadow is committing the most hideous crimes.
And you believe this is no coincidence?
The killer is selective and dispassionate and has left not a single trace of his passage. I've seen such a talent for assassination and avoiding detection only once before, when I worked with the two of you. And that is why your brother summoned you before he disappeared.
You think Jacob is dead?
I dare not believe it. But if he is, you may be the only person who can stop the Ripper now.
Yay! Are we going to play...
Follow me.
If we're going to play as Evie, who assumably has not taken the name Green?
When are you gonna stop that monster?
I'll take you to the site where the Ripper first struck.
We are playing as Evie. That's very good.
The journalists always seem to get the word first. We get there, they've trampled the evidence, and next day's headlines are dripping with blood.
Yes, I think that's
A
rather
few
the
hundred
point.
yards between Flower and Dean Street have become so dangerous that even my best constables are afraid to patrol Whitechapel at night. Let's take a carriage, shall we? I'd rather not get egg on my face again today.
Okay.
I'll drive. What has become of this borough?
Whitechapel is a cesspool of crime, Miss Fry, where terror reigns supreme. Elsewhere, the rich get richer, but here, the poor are living on the living, fighting to survive each day. Reporters share a view of Whitechapel as a lair of savages, monsters, and werewolves who hold honest citizens in a state of terror.
The
Yeah.
Ripper's terror.
Is this... So yeah, this... I thought it was the top range, top borough, that we unlocked first, and yet... And we're gonna... and we are gonna do a little bit in the City of London then, are we? Is that only 5 missions for this whole thing? Might not be too
Slow
bad to
down.
push my way through then.
We are not far from where Mary Ann Nichols was murdered. I knew her as Polly. That's what her friends called her.
Ah,
But the woman who died here is not the woman I met a few times at the Frying Pan pub.
Then who was she?
I was hoping you could tell me. Go see for yourself.
This is where the Ripper committed his first murder. Was Miss Nichols' body identified?
Her husband hadn't seen her in 11 years. He barely glanced at the poor, mutilated woman before he had the gall to forgive her for what she'd done to him. The press reported widely that Miss Nichols' finger bore the mark of a ring. It was forcibly removed, and the same is true for his other victims.
something wiggly around here. Right. Okay. The victim's body was found here with a throat cut and multiple stab wounds to abdomen. Old bloodstains persist. Oop. She placed her hand here, perhaps to rest from her injuries. She may have tossed aside her ring at this
What
moment.
did you discover?
Give me a moment.
So she went through it over this way. Oh. Strange place for a bloodstain. Something covered in blood stuck in the tree. Her ring, perhaps. Reach the origin of the throat, which is here. Oh. Left trigger. So, and it bounced off the blood spatter. Okay. A ring that only sworn assassins wear.
I found Miss Nichols' ring. An assassin's ring. She must have tossed it away during the struggle. A desperate act to protect the Brotherhood. You think they were targeted?
Yes. And the newspapers are accusing the police, me, of letting the first city of the world lapse into primeval savagery. I must take my leave, Miss Fry. I have other business in Whitechapel.
Good day, Inspector. Thank you for your discretion.
Okay. Right. Avalanche. Oh, associate activities. Needs your help. The Ripper's terrorism inspired a wave of crime. Oh, it's the things again. The various.
I'll need to tackle Jack's influence over the gangs in London.
Oh, really? I just want to do the main quest and get it over with. Like, I'm not feeling particularly enamored with this, considering that we've played as Jack for a bit. Like, I'd say that's one person you probably should never play a game as. That through here. Oh, is this back in? Scotland Yard. Certainly seems to be a police location. Oh. Am I level 10? I assume we are, because I assume we're at the point where we've unlocked all our skills. Oh, you can get those. Ew. And obviously all the money's reset because it's a completely new level, so that's fine. Okay. The unfortunate Evie begins her investigation in Jacob's lodgings in the hope that her missing brother has left her a clue to finding Jack the Ripper.
Inspector? The inquest mentions that Miss Nichols made quite a spectacle of her drunkenness on the night of her murder. Do you think Jacob may have put her up to it?
Bait, you mean? I don't know what to think anymore, Miss Fry. Jacob kept lodgings nearby, right in the heart of this cesspool. Be careful.
I will not fail you.
Evie might not, I might. Right. Let's head over. It's got more kind of investigative stuff so far that I quite enjoy. But it's the playing as Jack is a bit. It's unsettled me as. Oh dear. That may have been. Oh right, no, that's alright.
Do you think it's a crime?
Do you think what's a crime? Because, I mean, what it is rather a key part of that question, isn't it? That assessment.